WigganRC, and this is the first step of my trailer build. I'm building a camper slash jet hauler slash plane carriage slash camping setup, and I've just picked up my tandem axles, 14-inch wheels with light truck tires, and my tandem axles and all the bits and pieces, and my roller set, and this is all of the blue steel that I'm welding together, and there's my axles for the twin axles and there. And this trailer is going to be basically a 5-meter trailer, and it's going to be about 4,400. I've done a quick diagram here of what I'm building. So 2350 wide by 4,400 long, and a total of 5,500. So that's what it's going to be roughly, and then we're going to go from there. So hang tight. Okay, so I've welded my first bit of welding. I think I've dressed this one a bit too much, but generally speaking, not bad. Just cleaned it up a bit, and I've done this side. I've measured to make sure it's all square. So we're getting at it. So time to start doing the cross braces. These auto welding masks are fantastic. They just automatically go dark as soon as you start welding, and it's just amazing. So thanks to Scott Baker for lending me the welder and his mask and his few of his tools, and it's been great so far learning how to weld. Big day of welding, but the main body of the trailer's done. Just got to do those outside supports because they're internal wheels, and as I progressed, my welding got better and better. So there's one of my welds, if you can see, bit of splatter, but starting to get the penny design going. Just a bit of practice, but very, very strong. 50 by 75s, 40 by 40 cross members. I'm going to try and keep this trailer as light as possible and not overkill, because I'm only going to be putting in 50 to 100 kilos of stuff in there. So I'm hoping this trailer is about 1,000 kilos, and it's 4.4 internal and overall 5.5 long. The trailer build's gone really well, and I have finished the base and also finished the axles. I've also put the axles on, and it looks great and very sturdy. I'm loving the roller suspension, where it drifts from one wheel to the other over bumps and rough terrain. So that's all done, and as you can see, the width of the trailer is 2350, and I've put the cross braces in 40mm by 40mm, and they're 3mm thick, and 50 by 70 for the drawbar and the rails. And as you can see, I'm already starting to paint the bottom. So there's some nice metal paint, and I've started to also fit off. I've just welded a couple of clips on there and there for the conduit, for the wires. There's a conduit there, and so I'll run conduit down underneath. And then after this is painted, I'm going to look at getting a water tank to weld underneath the platform of this trailer. So looking good, It's going to look really good once it's all painted black. And that MIG welder, 250 MIG, has been great, really good. And it's gasless, so I didn't have to go spend hundreds of dollars on gas, but not quite as clean as gas MIG welding, but still very good. So here we are at the build so far, and an amazing amount of progress in 8-9 days. We've got the water tanks all welded in, just ready to be plumbed. I've got all the axles, everything on welded, and as you can see, it's all been primed and painted with Dulux STE Durabuild. So great product. It's a stickers tile. I've had to let the tyres down a little bit just to lower it down 30 mil, just to clear some of the heights I've got in the garage, but everything's looking great. It's got the jockey wheel, chains have been welded on, and the hitch is all done, brakes are in, levelers are all been welded on, and there. So great progress so far. So all that's left to do now is get onto the tailgate, the door, the back door, and this side door. So this side door, I'm going to decide whether to put a caravan door in or put in just a normal door that I make myself. I'm just prepping up for the tailgate door, ready to weld that, but looking great. So the step has been welded in, rated to 200 kilos, and I've put 2 braces going across, one there and one there, and then welded those around. So solid as a rock. Quick walk around. So 2x4s all in, ready for slide out kitchen and slide out fridge to go in. And also thought, rather than leave it just there, I'd do an access. So all of my bits and pieces, a little bit of a table there. So I've got access to everything from above, or if I don't want to go outside, I can access the fridge. I've done all the shelves. Top shelves have all got cables, legs for the bottom shelves, or beds. So double up as 4 beds. And floors are in. Just gonna have to Sikaflex them down and screw them down, done, looking good. There's doors here ready to take the slides, and this side will also have a slide out fridge. Got some shelves in the middle just for battery systems and wires and stuff like that. And the floor has now been done. So the floor, I've used some form ply for the floor, and that's done. And that has been sealed and glued and screwed down. I can literally stand on these and there is no movement at all from the frame and so forth, so great. I've put checker plate already up for the back tailgate, and I'm going to operate the tailgate, which weighs about 80 kilos, with a X-Ball winch that I got from eBay. So that's there. This has also got a remote control, so you can just press a button, have that in your pocket, or you can use the manual switch on the box. So it's coming along nicely. If I go towards the back of the trailer, I've also started wiring all of the 7-core for the tailgate lights and for the other lights at the back. So I've run that through, and I've also bolted through a hook through the main body there and cut a hole for the big bolt to go through. And yeah, looking great. There's stabilizer at the back there, and what a massive amount of welding I've been doing. Thanks so much to Scott Baker, who lent me his great MiG 250 and a helmet. So that's been good. This has been a blessing and has been instrumental in helping me with the build. And thanks to Jason as well, Starkey, who has helped me no end with all of my questions of what I wanted to ask. So all that's left now is to do the slide out kitchen and then start to clad the outside and the panels and the roof. One more thing, if I can just do it with one hand, I've also installed a step. So the step there, just to gain access. Got that off eBay for 100 Australian dollars, so that's a good deal. It was on sale, and just had a delivery of all of this. So Kings is something that I've just discovered, 4-wheel drive super centre, and I've ordered the fridge slide for my fridge, and also a Titan drawer table. I've got the Kings control box for all my wiring. I've got a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. I've got some freebies, a skillet pan, also a lead for the solar panels, fridge cable, an accessory cable, and also I got some fridge tie downs. This is a solar regulator, so that will control all the solar stuff. And here's my fixed solar panel going on the roof, so that will be there. And then I've got a 1300mm drawer slide that I'm going to convert for my slide out kitchen. So exciting stuff, still lots of work to do, but everything's starting to look great. So here we are so far, and the King's 12 volt unit is in. Put a bit of trim on there, and this doubles up as a bed as well, so I've got a mattress going on top. And the good thing is, put a hinge there, and then this will house my fridge, slide out kitchen, inverter, and all my wiring. And there's the plug that goes to the inverter, and then that will allow nice comfort. So now today's mission is going to be to put in the diesel heater. So this has just arrived, and this is basically a diesel heater, works off 12 volts, and I'm going to install all of this right in the space there, in between the fridge. And plenty of videos on YouTube. I'm going to install one of these plates just to protect everything from the heat, and all the pipes will go through the center there, and then this will sit on top of the plate, so be nice and protected. And I'll just silicone those down, and then I'll have to drill a big hole in the trailer and make sure I get it in the right place. So that's the next mission. It's alive! The newly installed heating system. So this is a diesel heater. You can hear it ramping up, and the toasty feeling of 28 degrees coming through the vents. So haven't wired it up yet, haven't cleaned up all the wires, but that's where the diesel heater is. And if I move around here, you can see there's the fuel of where it's going to go, and then I'm just powering it with a 2200 3S battery. So this will power up, and it uses so minimal fuel and power to get going. So yeah, it's great. Got my King's fridge there ready, and my slide out kitchen there ready. So it's just left to frame it up and start to do the electronics. So exciting. I'll close these down, my shelf down, put that there. And now what's even nicer about this is that there's even a remote control. So with the remote control, you can press it, and as you can see, I'm changing the speed of the fan. Can bring it down to 1, and obviously running the fan at 1 is its quietest mode, and obviously there's no walls or anything, so you can hear the fan, you can hear the pump slightly pumping, but to be warm, that is no problem at all. So very happy with the install, very happy with it so far. It took me probably 4 hours to install everything, cut everything out, install it, wire everything up, and then if I press on that, I can then start changing the functions, the time. I can even set when I want it to come on and off. So there it is at the moment, 24 degrees. Excellent. And now double click, turns it off, it starts to ramp down. So good setup, good alternative for heat in the winter, and good alternative for keeping warm when you're in your toy hauler. solar is on top and working, sealed in the holes there with a little cap. Done all the corners with J-mold, and inside that's the MMPT, which is transferring 17 volts at the moment into the battery at 9 amps. So getting good sunlight today. There's the inverter, so that will power mains power. 200 amp hour lithium, enough to run a small city. There's the diesel heater there and the fridge. There's the heaters and control panel there. So I've just got to tidy up the rest of the wires. All the bunk beds come down on wires. The winch is in to power the door. The door is remote control. Simply press these two and then door goes up and down. When the door is level, which is about there, this acts as a terrace. So this just adds an extra bit of dining room space when we're camping or doing anything. Managed to get a toolbox for $85 and powder coated it for $90, and it's got an internal light. Put it on, bolted it down, and fit the window in, and lights above the kitchen and the door locks. All the door locks are on. Lights for the entrance step. Got some jocks. Fitted some handles on the door and some rubber stops on the back. Fitted in all of my inverter, batteries, everything, so my vacuum works. Just got to run cable conduit for that, and power's working, 240 volt, and everything else is good. So windows in, siliconed in. Also put a vent in with a fan just to cut down on condensation. There's the top. So looking good. Check this out. Alarm system for the toolbox. Press arm. Wait for it to initialize. Okay, now someone comes and tries the lock. Warning beep. If someone continues to try and open, goes off, and then back off again. There's a little baby there. here it is in its bed configuration, and I've bought some folding mattresses. So the length is 2.3 meters long, so quite a bit of space, and then they fold up, 2 of them each side fold up to make a nice little seating area with a backrest as well. Here are my plane mounts there, and they basically have a screw insert that locks them into position. Just added a picnic shelf that's closable, and it's also got a light, LED light there, so I'm ready for a nice camping trip with a glass of wine and some strawberries. And I've got my extension cutting board there and a new Westinghouse induction cooker, and that is 1400 watts on this one burner and 1000 watts on this burner. So far I've tested it out on 1000 watts, and it's boiling water very quickly and cooking stuff. Now, I had to get an electrician to come and put an RCD switch in and certify my shore power just to make sure that was okay. And as you can see in here, I've got plenty of storage. I've got my jockey wheel handle there, plenty of storage for tables and so forth and bits and pieces. So jet supports are in, and thanks to Teddy from Prop Heads for those. They look great. And on the top I'll probably put 3D planes, so I'm looking to 3D print some mounts to hold the wheels, but everything's finished more or less. I've found a cheap smart TV, so that's up just in case I'm camping. Got some cool little tech, got some built-in chargers, wireless chargers. And there's an alarm system on the door, and I've also put a few LED lights up just with a soft diffuser on there, and cable tied everything around. Got my fire extinguisher there just in case, and got a reading light, and there is a carbon monoxide just in case. I'll get a smoke alarm as well. But yes, it's all looking really good.